say thank you for everybody listening and for the invitation and for the beautiful support from ESABIC Norway. I'm so grateful for that, and the community within this startup group. So a little bit about me. I have 20 years of experience, and the reason why I started this company is a decision I made 4 years ago. I decided that I'm going to put all my working time into develop the society I want to live in 10 to 15 years. So my husband, he can manage himself, and my son was grown. He's studying from another part of the world, so now I've got the opportunity. I'm so grateful. So let's see how this works. Thank you. So a little bit about the backstory behind my company. What you see here is a COC. It's a certificate of compliance. And what is that? That is something that verifies the origin of the product. And this is used through the industry to make sure that there's no counterfeit parts or bogus parts within production. And what happened was that a friend of mine, he runs a big, large company in Norway, and he is a supplier to space industry and defense industry. And he had a huge problem with false COCs. And what started out as quite small was when he looked into it, it was a supplier, he's got supplies for over 5 years, and it was a lot of customers with this type of products. So the impact of counterfeit parts into his production line would have been huge. It would have totally undermined his business. Luckily, the investigation concluded that there were no counterfeit parts, no counterfeiting, which just blurry internal routines at their suppliers. But it cost this company 4 months of investigation and 1 million kroner. So it was a huge impact for this industry. So I started to look into supply chain management, and what I found out is that there's so much blurry things in long, complex, global supply chains. So a lot of problems of today on a global level originate from poor supply chain management, and you get to hide away pollutive production, slave labor, child labor, and also unsafe products. So I decided I wanted to do something about this. So what we need, in my opinion, is ethical, responsible transactions throughout the entire supply chain in end products. And I think that's the number one priority, should be the number one priority for businesses, but also on a global level. Because when we start to make sure that ethical, responsible businesses is profitable and a competitive advantage, then we will get much more, we'll get better climate, we'll get better societies, less slavery, less children's labor, and it will actually start a paradigm shift. So this is my vision. And so then ERT1 was born, our product. And I started to look into business. What are they doing today? Why? And it turns out that they use database. And database is very good because it's user-friendly, but data can be changed, and therefore you can face corruption, corrupted data, and poor data quality, and therefore false COCs. So we wanted to look into and make a modern solution on an old problem. So what we developed was a blockchain-based solution. But since it's so important that the solution also is user-friendly, because I've been working in business for over 20 years, I know if it's something is not user-friendly, it's not going to be used. So we put a lot of effort into that as well, making sure that quality assurance management and warehousing management is lean. So what has this to do with space? Well, I think it's very, very important for the space industry, because space industry has really seen the problems of counterfeiting. And it was discovered during the failure of NASA orbiting Carbon Observatory in 2009 and the failure of Glory mission in 2011, that these both failures was both due to counterfeit parts. So it was aluminium parts not meeting safety standards, and it had a huge impact. It was a total failure, not only for the mission, but also I would say it deteriorates the credibility for space industry, but also for politicians and all. So I think it's very important for space. So a little bit about my vision. I think, that's it. The space industry is a multi-billion industry that is used to work in a multinational corporations within procurements. It's also good on regulations. It's in forefront, it's innovative, and it really takes a lead. So I think this industry can make changes for the good of our planet and mankind by making transparency and traceability in supply chains an obligation.